Hans Wormhat, I think I should probably do more videos like this, just not about any one person in particular, but more about like a single bioindicator. So this is just general body proportion. I think that this is one of the best indicators, just general body proportion. Because when you get down to it, what is transvestigation? It's noticing that there's a huge population. So this is where I'm at in transvestigation. There's a huge population of people out there that have the wrong skeleton on their body for what they consider themselves and what they portray outside, and even what matches their external genitalia. So that's what gets into in utero transgenderism. I think there's people out there that they live their whole life, they think that they're a guy because they have a penis, but their skeleton structure is that of a woman. So, in my opinion, yeah, that makes you a woman. If you have a woman's skeleton, I think that you're a woman. I don't think that it's what you ate. I don't think that the vaccines made I think that if your skeleton is a woman's skeleton, you're a woman. If your skeleton is a man's skeleton, you're a man. And that's my opinion. That's what I think about transvestigation. And that's what I think the key is behind things like Skull and Bones Society, things like that. It's the hidden knowledge of human anatomy, which is crazy that that's hidden knowledge these days, but it really is because it helps keep these trannies in in the day-to-day life without being outed. They hide all these secrets. So this is a huge one, and they sell it all wrong. Um, well, they sell it wrong for the. This is one that just helps hide the female to male trannies. They don't, I don't know, they don't let you know that leggy is just a female thing. They make you think that men have long legs too, but that's just not right. That's just because of all the reversos out there. Because here are the real proportions. Leggy proportions, no neck, that's female. These are female body proportions over here, where you get so much of your height from your legs, and you have kind of a more short torso, and you have no neck. That's just a woman. That's how a woman's skeleton looks like. And over here's what a male skeleton looks like. Long torso, long neck. So heels, the whole idea of heels, I'm gonna cut this off. The whole idea of heels is they give a leggier look. That's why the trannies always wear them. Um, not every tranny always wears high heels, but a lot of them do, like way too often. People that just wear high heels way too often, it's probably a deceptive tranny trying to look leggier. Because look here, and because you'll see, it makes it look like your legs are like way longer than they really are. This person really doesn't have long legs, has a long torso, has a long neck. Yeah, that's a man's skeleton. So it's a man. If you have a man's skeleton, you're a man. If you have a woman's skeleton, you're a woman. At the end of the day, that's what any transvestigation should be about, I think. What skeleton do you have? Do you have a man's skeleton or a woman's skeleton? So because here's just general body proportion. This is what this video is about. This is an example of like me next to my wife. We have the same length legs. I'm way taller. Well, not like way taller, but I mean inches. I'm multiple inches taller than her. I don't know, 3 inches taller. I don't know. Um, and but our legs are the same exact height. So I'm getting all of that extra height from my torso, from my neck, and yeah, that's just the way it is. That's how regular body proportions work. And so you'll notice that your clothes don't fit right if you're regularly proportioned male and if you're a regularly proportioned female too. I should link to that video in the description. I did a video on, I think clothing these days is honestly made for the creatures. As a man, the jeans I buy always are way too hippie. I have to wear belts, otherwise my pants fall off all the time. My pants are always too long for me. It's because it's flipped proportions. They make men's pants these days for hippie people with long legs. So that's female body proportions. Um, Also, shirts are never long enough for me. And I'm not a tall man, but my torso is way longer than what your average shirt is made out to be. And I'm not a freak of nature or anything. I'm just a regular man. We're just rare. Yeah, so here, this is just an example of what standard body proportion should be. Notice larger rib cage, smaller rib cage. Okay, so let's just start looking at people. Wow. So another thing that just starts to hit you is when you get really good at the Q angle too, because you can just tell, you can start to tell the difference between a male to female tranny doing a tranny hip throw and then something like Bell Gates, just huge natural Q angle, doesn't need to do a tranny hip throw, but just thrusting that behind out. So this is just a woman's body. It just starts to become so obvious to you that it's a woman's body over here. And so I want to talk just for a second about clothing because these people know these body proportion things. That's why this is very high waisted look. It's not because this person's leggy. This person's real legs probably are like these person's real legs probably are like right here, but they just pull those pants way up. They know about these body proportion things. So that's the whole idea behind the short tie, too. I think a short tie gives an illusion of a longer torso. That's the idea behind the short tie. A real man would never wear his tie so short. That's crazy. But I think the trannies do it because it gives them a strange illusion. Um, but yeah, these body proportions are all wrong. If you can just take a step back and look at the total body proportion, it becomes really obvious. Longer neck in proportion to the body. Just this one is one of the nastiest trannies out there. Oh, Manlania is disgusting. It has nasty tranny face. It's kind of hard to see when people are laying down, but I think you can still tell. Oh, the broad square shoulders just to make you want to gag, and the tranny face. Um, I think you can tell that the torso is way longer on Manlania. These are it's a huge angle. When you see that the leg is turning up from such a high angle, it's just, Donna Trump is a bad one. This is some of the nastiest tranny face out there. Looks very lizardish. Looks like a lizard. Sick, man. I thought this picture was sick of Donna throwing a hand sign for sure, grabbing around the middle fingers, and then this one was doing like a hidden hand or something. But you can see the body proportion is wrong. It's a very long torso, long neck. Long neck, long torso. You're a dude. They try to be deceptive with the clothing, but I think you can tell that Angelina is the one that has the huge torso. This, it's hard to say, but I think what they're hiding here is hips that are, because where's this person's hips? I don't really know. Um, that is a bad rat pelt on Brad right there. That doesn't look right. Wow, Angelina's really nasty. I don't know why Jodie Foster even tries to pretend to be a girl anymore. It's bad, real bad. But I thought that you could just tell that the torso proportions are just wrong. If you can just look at the torso, and then you'll notice that these people cover up so much. Real people don't have to cover up so much. The female to male trannies cover up so much with so many jackets and suits, and the suits make it hard to see body proportion. So here, this is just a dude's body proportion. This is what dudes look like. Jodie Foster shouldn't even try to pretend to be a woman anymore. Look at these short legs. That's the thing. If you have a really short leg look, but you have a long torso, yeah, that's a dude. This is just dude body proportions. This is honestly what my body proportions look like. Exactly. Short legs, long torso, long neck, square jaw. Yep, that's a dude. No mistaking it. Jodie Foster is a dude. But then they'll wear something like this, and you'll see that these are just padded. This is just padded. Uh, look at this look over here, though. You can just tell that this person's hippie. Q angle, the legs. There's just something so wrong about it. Uh, you can see that really high waist indent, small rib cage. A man's rib cage should come straight down. These tiny rib cages that come in. Look at the small head for the body. Yeah. These legs over here, just Q angle. That's a woman's skeleton. So yeah, Jennifer Lawrence probably has the longest torso in proportion to the body. That's a long torso. So these ones, I'd say that's because here's what the female to male trannies do, I think. I think that this belt is at the widest part of the hips. I think that they kind of hike their pants up a little bit. Uh, See, because it's hard to, this isn't a full body shot. We can't even see. But I bet that this is this person's widest part of the hip, kind of more in this region. So I think this person is very leggy. But you can see it's not, the rib cage that angles in like this, I think is not a good indicator. Because see, J Law is cinched in with this top, but the rib cage has less of an angle in. And of course, we see a short humerus bone. The female to males just always seem so out of proportion to me. They're never big enough in too many different ways. And then they're always a pretty boy, right? Real men are manly. This thing's just a pretty boy with facial hair. Anybody, do you want to grow facial hair? Women, you can do it too. If you just take some tea, you'll start growing facial hair. Please don't do that. All right. So here, I think that we can see that Angelina has a huge torso. That's just not womanly to have such a long torso. Brad, it's hard to see. That's a lot of times it's kind of hard to see on the female to males, just because they can do just deceptive things with pants. If you have a belt, you can position your belt line. That's a lot of times they make it kind of hard to see. But then look at Larry Bird. That's just a female's body. It's just a huge woman. Look at that Q angle. Wow. So wearing a lot of clothing makes it kind of hard to tell, but this one does have long legs, short torso. They're all legs. Don't the feet look tiny compared to the body? Don't the feet look really small compared to the body? It's just weird. But yeah, very leggy proportion. I don't know. I don't have a lot of images of real men. If you're a real man and you're like really tall, I'd be interested to see your proportion because I bet your torso is longer, and I don't think that you would have such long legs. And I feel like your feet would be bigger than this. So here, I wanted to show they wear deceptive clothing. They wear like a really high-waisted skirt and then put like a ruffly thing over it. You can't really tell, but I think this person's legs end like right here. So they're wearing these huge heels. So the bottom of their foot's really like right here to right here. That's not very long legs. And then you have a long torso. But you see that they try to be deceptive in the way that they wear their clothing. Like Brad, that's a pretty loose fitted top. Pretty loose, I don't know, pants. Looking like very small feet though. Angelina's feet are nasty. So here's Oprah. Kind of hard to tell on the heavier set, but uh, yeah, it's looking like short legs. So this one I would say is not extreme either way, kind of in between. But like you take away that heel, this person does look like very short legs and a long torso. I thought that this shot basically showed it. This is a short legged. Look, they try to make the leg seem as long as possible by giving it a heel, pointing the toe out. But really, that's a short leg, and that's just a big rectangular long torso. Just throwing a probably padded. Oprah used to be really gross. Still is gross. Still is super gross. I don't know. Is it just stuffing into really small shoes or something here? I don't know what's going on here. Probably some strange illusion with the shoes. But they do their best to try to make them look the regular proportions. You know, they get these belts and they cinch it up way high. This is probably really way up high on this person's torso. I mean, these legs really probably end like right here, so all of this is probably torso. I don't know, they just wear their clothes in strange ways. I think this just shows dude proportions. It's a dude in heels. That's drag, man. All right, so these are just two bonus shots. I just thought that this picture of Brad was crazy and does show a leggier proportion over here. Angelina, just look at that hand. That thing is not pregnant. Okay, Sasquatch trannies can't get pregnant. If anyone's pregnant here, it's Bradley. Oh yeah. And we'll just end here. This is disgusting. All right. God bless everybody.